Did any of you actually know karate when you did this? Aly, did your father know karate?
Oh God, not at all.
I think on the sequel, we almost got him to touch his toes.
As far as I got it, yeah. Now, when karate, when my sister and I, we sort of joked, like, you're going to be in the Karate Kid? Like, what are you going to do? But no, you didn't know karate.
And now speaking of this father-son relationship, there's almost another father-son relationship going on here.
My real father, Darth Vader.
Yeah, right. And, ladies and gentlemen, Marty Cowan back. And now, Marty, did you feel at all that this was a sort of father-son relationship you had with Johnny?
Well, I enrolled Johnny in a mercenary school before the film began. Well, yeah, I mean, basically, Kreese saw himself in Johnny Lawrence, and it was evident that whatever I did or couldn't do or did not accomplish in my life up to that point, that Johnny would. And he was being groomed to pick up the pieces where John Kreese, just didn't have enough glue for, And, before, the character I created was someone who in high school and college, and the backstory I created for this character was that he was a great champion, and then when he went to Vietnam, unfortunately he wasn't allowed to win, like a lot of our boys. We're not allowed to win. They are soldiers, despite their physical prowess and their intelligence and all. And when he came back, he vowed that he would never lose, and none of the Cobra Kai would ever lose, under any circumstances. And he created the dojo, and ultimately that was his motto, his feeling that winning and being triumphant was the most important thing in life. And karate was a offensive sport, not a defensive art.
Had you been aware at all of Robert Kamen's inspiration for the character?
He told me he had someone worse than John Kreese. I don't know, I could never imagine someone worse than John Kreese, but he said he had a Marine sergeant instructor in, correct me if I'm wrong, John, that he used to tell us about, and it was a horrible man. It was worse than John Kreese was.
Yeah, he told me he had two teachers. One was this Marine that was really tough, and he said he had a second teacher that he almost studied with that would go and tell his students to break people's noses, and that only one person should be left in combat standing. Oh, only one person standing. So that's what he told me. That makes sense. I
don't know how he stayed around to write The Karate Kid.
And Billy, now there's the lines, of course, that Miyagi says, teachers say, student do, and no such thing as bad student, only bad teacher. Now, did working with Marty as Kreese help you kind of understand where Johnny was coming from better?
I think so, for sure. When I met Marty, he was in character. He came into the dojo in character, which was on purpose. So when he walked in, he kind of gave me an excuse to be Johnny. He almost was like, oh, of course, I mean, he backed me up. He gave Johnny a lot of, when you have somebody behind you as a mentor, right or wrong, you get empowered. So, with a force like that, of course, towards the end, at the very last minute, he sees going the wrong way, and I'm questioning my own self. But yeah, for sure, yeah. I mean, I think that's what all chemistry is with actors is anyway, is you kind of discover your character through your interaction with the other characters and actors. So, for sure, Marty was that. He still scares me. I hate seeing him. I asked to be on that side.
He doesn't let me hold his baby.
I mean, it's really at the end we see who, the real villain is, I think,
Daniel LaRusso.
Yeah, Daniel. Sorry. I mean, is it the real Johnny that we see at the end there, I think?
I think it's the beginning of the real Johnny. He's coming out of a deep trance, but also it's his personality. It's like you take somebody with certain, characteristics and you push him in a certain direction. He had a lot of, for sure, therapy to do after that. It wasn't like he got kicked in the face and saw the light, he saw, you know, a little bit of fog or something. No, but yeah, for sure. That's, I mean, for me to play the character of Johnny, you know, reading it the whole way through when I first read the script, I'm like, I'm so wrong for this. I don't know karate. I don't ride motorcycles. I'm the milk kid from the milk commercials. This isn't gonna work. I mean, and then I got to the very end, and it was the "You're all right, LaRusso" line that I thought, oh, okay. And that was where I saw, oh, okay, so there's me in the character. And then the rest of it was, you know, just open season on Ralph and have a good time.
I know you guys didn't really hang out a lot together during the shoot. You guys were kept pretty separate.
Well, I was, I had a decent amount of stuff to do in between takes. One thing I would say about John Avildsen is when he wants something, he gets it, and he was very, very steadfast on making sure I looked good at the karate and looked good at riding a bike and looked good at anything I was doing, so the setups would pay off as well as they did. So there wasn't a lot of hang around time in between takes for me to really do much but get ready for what was next. And if I was sitting down, he was like, so you got that scene down when he goes throwing the show me paint the fence? And is that down to like this fast? Faster, faster, faster. We rehearsed that 10,000 times, but it pays off so well. I was like, okay, you were right. So I was, but we were, you know, I didn't hang out with those. They hurt me constantly. I was always in pain. Not on purpose. They were pretty good, but
you had your training and your style, and we had our Korean.
That's
style.
right. That's true. We did Pat Johnson, who played the referee in the movie, and did all the martial arts choreography and trained all of us. He would train me separately, the Okinawan style, and then he would train the Cobra Kai's. So we never
we'd come
cross
together
paths.
when we did the rehearsals for the final fight, usually.
Right.
When we started with pads like 4 feet away, and we did that every day, probably for 3 months, probably.
Yeah.
Until the final.
But you were still, it was still not like, let's get lunch. It was
Yeah.
still like, I'm done with him.
No.
Or some scenes with the old guy.
Right. Exactly.
I'd really like to talk a little bit about working with Elizabeth Shue, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us tonight. So Ralph, what was your experience? And this was her first big film.
Right. We met in John's apartment in New York City. John cast out of New York, and when you know, often you go to a cast for a movie, you're in a big room, waiting room, and you wait your turn. This was like John's apartment, like people in the hallways, and just, you know, and they called your name. And I think I did the LaRusso audition, but then Elizabeth Shue was the first Aly I read with, I believe, or to my memory, and it was just. We just hit it off right away, as John would call the strawberry shortcake and the cannoli. That's how I wish I could take credit for that. And as I was watching the movie, every time I saw us on screen, I'm like, yeah, strawberry shortcake and the cannoli. These two characters in no way belong together, and that was the beauty of it. She was wonderful, you know. What can I say?
No, that's great. John, what did you see in Elizabeth that you really liked?
Well, again, Carol Jones brought Elizabeth in. This wasn't only her first big movie, it was her first movie. She